episode 1 of Release Notes. We're excited to be here with you all.
To kick us off, we want to tell you what Release Notes is all about.
As you probably know, we have lots of releases here at Figma, and we've heard from you all that sometimes it can be hard to keep up. So, we're introducing these Release Notes live stream series to serve as your monthly recap of everything that's launched.
We'll remind you of new features shipped during the previous month, and because we can't host a live stream without dropping that new, we of course will be sharing brand new feature drops. If you're out there watching and you like this format, please let us know. Release Notes will be returning next month.
My name is Kaitie Chambers, and I'm an advocate here on the community team at Figma.
And my name is Miggi. I'm a designer advocate for education on the Figma community team.
Joining us today, we also have Figmate Kaitie from our product team, who will be talking about some updates from our Figma's redesign. All of our social handles here are listed right here with our names. Feel free to tag us with any reactions you might have. With that, Miggi, ready to get started?
Let's do it. All right, we're going to begin with Figma Design, starting with Figma's redesign. Recently, we introduced UI3, our new redesigned interface, at Config, Figma's annual design conference. Since then, we've been slowly making it available to the entire Figma community, as well as shipping updates based on everyone's feedback. For the latest on UI3, I'm excited to bring on the one, the only product manager behind the magic, Kaitie. Welcome to the stream, Kaitie.
Thanks for coming, Kaitie.
Thanks for having me. Hi, everyone. My name's Kaitie. I'm a product manager here, and thanks for joining us today. And so we launched UI3, which is our redesign of Figma, in beta at Config earlier this year. And since then, we've been slowly rolling it out to the community. And I know for some of you, the algorithm gods have been unkind, but there's an end in sight. 100% of Figma users will get access next week on October 10th.
Oh, I'm so excited for that.
That'd be good. Since launching UI3 in beta, I personally read thousands of messages across social and the forums and the in-app survey, and we've been getting a ton of really helpful feedback. So like, a lot of you think that the floating panels are distracting and make the canvas feel smaller. One of the big surprises for me is that they also make the rulers less effective. And I've been surprised with how many people really love their rulers and measurements. And so since rulers show up outside the panels, you're gonna drag across them. And so we've been updating UI3 based on your feedback. And so let's take a look at some of the things we've been working on. No gaps, they're all gone. And so one of our biggest goals for UI3 was to let your designs take center stage. And so the last thing we wanted is for Figma's UI to distract you from actually designing in Figma. And so when UI3 rolls out to 100% of users next week, the layered panel and the properties panels will be fixed on either side of the canvas. There's gonna be no more gaps between the edge of the panels and the edge of your screen. We hope that this gives you more space to be creative and fewer distractions. So some of the users in the UI3 beta will see the fixed panels starting today, and everyone's going to have access to UI3 with the dock panels on October 10th.
Amazing.
Incredible.
All right, and so we've already shared some updates to UI3. So like the clip content checkbox, making constraints hang around, and improving the usability of blend modes. And I'm excited to share a few more new updates with you today. And so first up, auto layout pixel values are now always visible alongside the resize mode, hug or fill, in the width and height inputs for auto layout. We know we had some fiddliness with trying to have this show up when the panel was bigger, but we realized it was important to have it around all the time. Next up is that the layer header will show 3 actions by default, and if you have a little extra space, you got a roomy big monitor, you can stretch it out a little more to get 4. We've also reprioritized the actions so that important ones like mask and Boolean operations appear more readily. And last up, I know that it's been tough to find library information, and so we've added the component library info in a little pill in the properties panel so you can see the source of any given component. If you click on it, it'll take you to the source file for that component. All right, so we're not done. There's more to come with UI3 over the next few weeks, starting with the 100% of users getting access to UI3 starting next week. And thanks for having me on, Kaitie and Miggi. It's fun to share stuff. And so let's move on to some more design editor updates. And back to you, Miggi.
Thank you, Kaitie.
Thanks for all your work.
All right, So, next update. Speaking of auto layout, we have a little auto layout usability update making setting objects width and height to fill container or hug contents even easier. You can now do this via the Quick Actions menu in both UI 3 and UI 2. Open the Quick Actions menu, type in set width or height to hug or fill. Here you can see this container getting set from a fixed width to hug contents. Here you can see this object inside of this container fill the parent frame using the Quick Actions command. Use Command K or Control K on Windows in the redesigned Figma UI 3, or if you are in UI 2, use Command P or Control P to trigger that Quick Actions menu. If you're using the Figma desktop app on a Mac, you can also access this action via the Mac OS menu. And if you didn't know, Apple allows users to create custom keyboard shortcuts, so you can set your own keyboard shortcut to map this setting, the width, height, or hug fill. Next, this is one of my favorites. It's going live. We're calling it duplicate and rotate. Now, when you duplicate an object in Figma and then rotate it and duplicate it again, Figma will continue that rotation with duplicate objects. In this first example, you'll see how each new object continues to rotate along by pressing Command D or Control D on Windows. And in this example, I'm taking a text field and rotating it 30 degrees to complete a circle with 12 items to make a clock-like interface. This is my favorite.
Chat is going wild. Folks are loving it. We have people crying. We have people saying, finally, epic, cool.
Awesome.
Folks are loving it.
Brilliant. I'm a big fan of rotational symmetry, so this is very near and dear to my heart. So, the next drop. For those of you who love designing for the latest and greatest devices, we are adding new device frames for iPhone 16, including the Pro, Pro Max, and Plus, Android, Compact, Medium, Expanded, and Apple Watch Series 10, both including the 42mm and 46mm versions. These will be available from the frame menu as well as prototype skins very soon. Next up, for all you font folks out there, we've added 450 new Google fonts to Figma. To see if your favorite font has been added. I'm really excited about this, right? Yeah. Oh my God, this is great. To see if your favorite font has been added, select Google Fonts August 24th update from the font picker dropdown and scroll around till you find the one that is just your type. Now, if Google Fonts are overwhelming and you're on Org or Enterprise, you will have the ability to disable Google Fonts for a more streamlined typographic experience. So go into the new. If you're an Orgs or Enterprise, it's a little bit cluttered, feel free to disable them. One more. If you were paying attention on socials, we dropped this a few weeks ago. I was really excited about this one myself. We added a new export quality setting to give you control over the file size and quality of images when exporting from Figma. You can choose between high, medium, or low quality when exporting as a JPEG or PDF. This is also available when using the export to frames to PDF feature. The low quality setting that you choose will compress your images the most, resulting in the smallest file size, and high quality will barely compress images at all. And these export quality improvements are also available in FigJam, so you can control the export quality of any section, sticky, or object that you choose to export. Next up, we're going to move into the file browser for a small but important update: thumbnail aspect ratio. Previously, different types of Figma files displayed different thumbnail aspect ratios when they appeared in various locations in Figma. We recommended that users have thumbnails in a 16:9 aspect ratio for community files, so when you publish those community files, but in the Figma browser, it was 5:3 for files that showed up in that Figma browser. And for many, this inconsistency was kind of frustrating. To solve for this, we made the aspect ratio for every Figma file type across every Figma surface 16:9. So you only need to make one thumbnail size for any file type moving forward. So this is FigJam, Figma, Figma Slides, all 16:9. So you can rest easy knowing that if you set your thumbnail, it will look correct anywhere in the Figma platform. All right, so that's a wrap for Figma Design Editor updates. But we all know that the final product isn't a design file, so let's talk about what is new in dev mode. We've added the ability to edit text measurements. So when you're creating those annotations, you can edit text freely. This helps you go beyond just the numbers to describe your design details. So Figma does a great job at surfacing pixel values, but sometimes the pixel value dimensions aren't that important. You might want to add a measurement to say that a space is dynamic and fills up half of the width. You might want to indicate that part of a design is a fixed size, while the other part will grow based on the amount of content that you have. With this new update, feel free to document freely. We've also improved the default background color of the component playground. Previously, you would switch modes to see what component looked like in dark mode. It would be hard to see on the given background. Now the background adapts and we have a handy light bulb toggle to switch the background color. Awesome. So, with that, I'm going to be turning it over to you, Kaitie. I've been taking up so much time here. And you're going to share everything new with FigJam and Figma Slides. Take it away.
You betcha. Before I do that, I have to bring this comment from Karen. So Karen said, I love Figma updates because they're for designers by designers. So we appreciate the minutia so much. Couldn't agree more, Karen. And I couldn't agree more about those thumbnail aspect ratios. So good. Everything you shared, Miggi. Thanks for bringing all those great updates.
Thank you.
Awesome. With that, we're going to dig in. A big focus area for the FigJam team lately has been giving you more customization so you can visualize and organize your ideas. Let's look at some updates of the latest around that. So we're in a FigJam file now, and the first thing that we did was introduce a new shape picker for you. So if you go in and click on any of your shapes on the board, you'll now have this new shape picker here. And in this picker, you now have a search bar, so you can search for any specific shape that you're looking for right there, easy access. You also have tab and arrow keys to easily navigate between the shape options that you have in the picker here. And finally, you'll have all of the current shapes that are on the FigJam board will appear at the top of the picker, making them easy to add additional shapes of the same type. Heading over to connectors. We also made several updates to the quality of connectors here in FigJam. The first one is a fun one. It allows you to add independent colors for your connectors and the connector text. So I can have my connector line be blue here and then make my connector text a different color here, some purple rain. Next, we have a few updates to the way connectors connect. So if I pull up my connector here, the first thing is that there's a new hover animation that makes it easy to drag and connect your line to the edges of the shapes here. And you can add it to any arbitrary point on the shape now, not just those cardinal directions. I know this has been a big one we've been hearing a lot about. Additionally, if you're drawing that new connector line, let's just draw a new connector here, and you draw from the center, from the center of one part of the shape to the center of another shape, we now have shortest path connections, which means that then, I'm just going to remove that other line, then if I drag that shape around, that connector that I just drew from the center of one to the center of the other will move to the shortest path connection instead of looping all the way around. Just those little updates, again, back to Karen's point, that make so much of a difference in the cleanliness of your diagrams. And we know that in addition to shapes, you're using a lot of stickies in your FigJam boards, and often you need ways to sort them. Now, last year, we released FigJam AI as a way to sort your stickies by topic using AI. But now I'm happy to announce that we also have other organization options to sort your stickies by color, author, stamp count, or stamp type. So this is especially useful and time-saving when it comes to summarizing and grouping the outputs from a team brainstorm or user research session, as you see here. And I just love how clean this looks in all the colors. I've been using this all the time. And we also know that jamming in FigJam is often only the start. And so we've been thinking about ways that we can take those ideas that you're starting in FigJam and help bring them to life by connecting them to the other areas of Figma, like Figma Slides. And so today, I'm excited to demo a new feature we've been working on, you might have heard about, that is now available for you to use, that can help you connect how you work in FigJam with how you work in Figma Slides. So if I go back to that original brainstorm section here, let's imagine that we just hosted this research session, and the next step that we're going to do here is present this out to the team. Now previously, you'd probably have to manually aggregate, maybe use that summarize feature with FigJam AI, but then you'd have to manually convert that over to a slides presentation. Well now, you can go back to that organize button and click this create Figma Slides option. This is going to start us creating a new deck. All we need to do is select the template that we want to use, which will apply a style to that deck, and click Create Outline. Now it's going to take all that great feedback that we had brainstormed and gathered with our team. It's going to take the content from those stickies and translate it into an outline. So I already have a starting point I can build off of, fill in the rest of my content, move things around, and go ahead and present that out to the team. Super exciting. And now that we're already talking about slides, I want to share some more of the improvements that we've been making since we launched into beta at Config. And since we've been presenting this entire presentation right in slides, of course, I'm going to hop into the editor of this very presentation and show you some of those changes. One of the big focus areas of slides recently has been templates. And today we're excited to introduce several updates to make templates more powerful, accessible, and usable, starting with custom templates. So if you go and start a new slide deck, the first thing you'll see are template options, and you have a bunch of amazing template options, some created by Miggi from Figgy himself, that you can use like our very casual vibes. But at the top of that template modal, you'll notice there are custom templates that are available that allow you to have team-specific branding or workflow-specific content. This has been available to Oregon Enterprise customers, and we did that because we wanted to bring templates to you live at Config, so we had to use the existing patterns that existed in FigJam, which brought custom templates to Oregon Enterprise customers first. But we heard from a lot of you, you wanted this on professional plans as well. And so the team's been hard at work since the launch to make that happen, and today, they are available. So now all of our pro teams can go in and create these custom templates. So now, anyone on a paid plan can go into that share button in the top right corner of your deck, and you can click this publish template option. That will allow you then to add a quick name, a description for your team, and publish that to everyone in your team or your entire organization. In addition to publishing templates to custom templates, you can now also publish templates in the community. So Pro Plus users can go today and start publishing your best decks on the community. So you can do that right here below that. Publish template option is publish to community. We already have a handful of incredible community creators who have shared their favorite presentations here, so you can go and find those, and we can't wait to see the decks that you all create and share with us here. Heading back as you're working on those templates, another thing that's important to think about is your styles of your templates. And so we've worked on an improved styling editing experience, so you can edit, rename, and delete styles from a presentation all in one place from slides mode or design mode. You do that over here on the right, and you can see all of the styles that are applied across any slides in your template. But if you're not using one that is in here, you can go ahead and click on that and click this delete option to remove that from the style picker here. You also can click into that and click into the style there and see all of the text styles and the colors, which are the two components that make up your template style, and easily edit any of these right from here. So now you have that one-stop shop to edit your template style details. Great. And lastly, we know that we need to make presenting slides better, whether it's supporting richer media so you have more engaging presentations, or helping you join and present from anywhere you are in the world. And today we have two updates around that. First, we're excited to announce that you can now view and present slides on your mobile device. So you can pull up that presentation and navigate through your slides right from your phone. Additionally, we also know that videos are so important for your presentations, and now we offer YouTube embed support. So Miggi and I gave a great, I'd like to say, deep dive.
Oh, it was amazing. It was amazing.
Hour-long conversation about how to build those custom templates. And we put that up on YouTube. It was only a few weeks ago. It's on YouTube now, so you can go watch that and learn all about building out your custom templates. But now we can also take that, and I dropped it right here in this slide, and we can go ahead and play that YouTube video right here from our Figma Slides. Hey, Miggi, it's us.
Oh, hey, that's us. Look at that. We're famous.
And that's a wrap on our FigJam and Figma Slides updates. Oops.
All right, so if you've had a favorite feature that we dropped today or that we recapped today, let's hear it in the chat. So to recap, for Figma, we've had fixed panels in UI3, no more gaps, auto layout pixel values, so you can see if it's hugging and if it's 264 pixels wide. We have more layer actions. We have component library information surfaced up at the top right with UI3. We have duplicate with rotate big favorite of mine. We have set, fill, and hug shortcuts. We have new device frames dropping soon. We have a massive Google Fonts update and control over your export quality across Figma, FigJam, and those 16:9 thumbnails. For dev mode, we have free text measurements in annotations and a better component playground experience with those backgrounds.
And over to FigJam, we have that new shape picker. We have the quality improvements for our connector lines like hover, the connector text control, and shortest path connections. And then we have the sort options to sort stickies by color, author, stamp count, and stamp type. Heading over to slides, we have the ability to turn your FigJam boards into a Figma Slides outline. We have custom team templates available now in Pro plans. Woohoo!
So excited for that.
So great. Also, additional discoverability improvements for those custom templates. You can also publish, Pro Plus users can publish those templates on Community, and we also have those editing style improvements as well. Additionally, for presenting, you can now present from mobile and also add in your YouTube embeds into your Figma Slides presentations. We have just a few minutes left, but Miggi, how are you feeling about answering a few questions? I have one to kick us off. Is that
You have
okay?
one to kick us
I
off?
do.
Oh, then please kick
My
us
good
off.
friend Karen. Karen's on fire today. Karen Bell, thanks for being here. They said, I noticed a lot of nice smaller changes, like the go to main component link being more prominent. Miggi, what's your favorite tiny improvement today? Or might you say little big update from today?
My favorite little big update from today. So I already talked about the duplicate and rotate.
Yeah.
I'm very partial to that transformation, but also as the team member who is most likely to add a thumbnail to my Figma file,
Yeah.
the 16:9 across the board. I had friends text me and they say,
No.
Miggi, what is the correct thumbnail size? Because they take a file, they put it on Community, and they had two different sizes. And they're like, this is confusing. So I'm glad that I'm not going to get any more of those texts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that. It's a big quality update. Big quality of life right there.
Big quality of life update right there. Fewer texts in my and inboxes. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to say sorting stickies in FigJam is my favorite. I've been using it honestly all the time. It was actually built during a hackathon by an incredible engineer, Chris, on the team, and we ended up being able to launch it from there. But it's just such a quality of life improvement to be able to sort those stickies by author or by color like we saw today. So we have a ton of questions coming in, but our amazing advocates, Mal, Chad, Lauren, Tom, have been busy in the Q&A answering so many of those questions today, and we have run out of time, Miggi. So
Oh, we've run out of time? Oh, no. All right, so
We got
one thing
more?
that I
Okay.
see, someone
Yeah.
was just asking, where can you provide feedback?
Oh, great.
Please let us know online, but there's also the Figma forum, forum.figma.com. You can go there, you can post feedback, you can ask for new feature requests. Also, feel free to follow me on Twitter, @Miggi. You can follow Kaitie on LinkedIn, and let us know what is it that you would like to see next. You know, I'm seeing the feedback and information in the chat. This is super helpful. We love listening to your feedback and incorporating it back into the product. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Casey, and everyone at Figma working to make the platform better every day. I'd like to give a big shout out to my co-presenter, Kaitie. Thank you.
same to you, Miggi. Thanks so much for being here and for everything you do for Figma. Wow, we covered a lot today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for your great questions and comments in the chat. Did you love it? Let us know. There's a Zoom poll that'll be popping up to get your feedback, and we'd love to see you in next month's Release Notes live stream. Thanks so much.
Thank you.